In this second video I'm going to work on some more papers, and in the end I'll show you what I made with them. So if you're curious, carry on watching. So this is where I left off last time, and I wasn't happy with the results that I got using the acrylic paints that were transparent. So here's a quick run through of what I used, and the fact that I really wanted to do a little bit more with these prints, even though they were from my folder of doom. I know I could do something even better with them. Okay, so I've decided that I'm going to go with these two here. So you've seen that these are the ones that have got the transparent paint applied to it. And I'm going to use the Payne's Grey. Again, I'm putting rather a lot on. I try not to slide the stencil about this time. I'm going to go with this one. No, I'll go with this one first. Okay. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but I know I can use that in a collage. I can see I've already got out some titanium white. I know this looks really muddy, but it might not appear as good with you looking at it from your mobile phone or laptop, but I know I can use that one, so I'm going to put it over there, otherwise I'll be tempted to mess with it. I'm going to put this on, this stencil on, but I want to make sure it goes in the right spot, so I'm going to put it where I want it to go, and then I'm going to go over it with my sponge. Well, it's different. It's got some textures on it, it's got some depth. I'm going to cut round it so we can get rid of all this green pattern. I'm still not going to touch that, I don't think, at the moment. So what have we learned today? Well, first of all, we've learned don't teach your 7-year-old granddaughter how to safely chop vegetables. And these are the papers that I've worked on today, and they came from my folder of doom. I hope you enjoyed watching that. First of all, let me show you the ones that I worked on. I think it was the second set of prints that I did, and this is using the madder, which I thought was actually going to be more opaque than it was, but it turned out to be semi-transparent, and you can see that the patterns underneath actually show through because of the transparency of the paint. In this one here it's not as noticeable because the pattern underneath isn't as bold as the first one. This one here is the opaque, and you can see that there is a complete difference between the semi-transparent and the opaque. With this one it totally obliterates the pattern underneath. The one I'm pointing to now you can see, even though it's very wishy-washy, that it does cover up the background pattern. These two here are the ones that I was less happy with. I quite like that one, so I'm not going to do anything with it. It's going to go into collage, but the other one I wasn't really happy with at all, so I decided to put some titanium white over it and used a sponge to dab the paint over the stencil, and that was more of a successful result, well, for me anyway. So these started out as unloved pieces of paper that were sitting in my folder of doom. You may think that you want to carry on and do another layer. That's entirely up to you, but what I'm trying to show you is don't let your unloved papers hide away in the folder of doom without at least trying something with them, even if it's an experiment like this. And secondly, it's an awful lot of fun, and I know that I'm going to start to make collage with these papers. So, well, as usual, I've changed my mind and I didn't go for a collage. I made a cover for this notebook, which I'm really pleased with, and also these two really pretty tags. The other thing I made is this, and I don't know how to describe it because I just made it as I went along. I decided I was going to do something with it, so I made this. Apologies if somebody's already done this before, but I honestly haven't seen anybody do anything like this. But it may not be unique, but it is to me, because as I was going along, I just kept on making mistakes and trying to rectify them. Anyway, this is how it's turned out. A little bit of ribbon, I've stuck it on the back, and these are wooden buttons. So if I take the ribbon off like this and open it out, it turns into this, whatever this is. What I can do here is I can take them out, if I can, and you could write on the back, should you want to, little messages. I've put one of these little Velcro spot things, and I've stuck one here and one here, so they will slot in there like that, she said. It should go in, and then that sits there like that. So all these will come out. You could use them as bookmarks if you wanted to. You could even put other little bits and pieces in there should you want to. It's entirely up to you, but I wish I had a name for it. This is washi tape here that I've put across the bottom. So if you want me to show you how to do this, I'll gladly show you. I'll put a little video together, and I'll show you how I made it, if I can remember the steps that I continually got wrong. Well, there it is anyway, for what it's worth. And it was made out of pieces of paper from my folder of doom. So anyway, back to the video. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to do another video next week working on my unloved, unwanted papers that are living in the folder of doom, and I hope you will grab your beverage. This is my beverage. Even though I'm a Brit, I really don't like tea, so this is a nice cup of coffee. Cheers, and I hope to see you again next time. So thanks for staying with me, and I'll see you very, very soon. So bye for now. Bye bye.